Hi everyone, thank you for watching. Alicia from Allen Cook Sales and Lettings here. So as promised, today we're doing a video about the housing market and what that's going to look like post-lockdown. We're doing this in response to a lot of questions that we've been having from people with regards to how the market is going to look after lockdown. Are buyers going to still be there? A lot of the house owners are interested to know whether buyers are going to still want to move in the current climate, and a lot of buyers also wanting to know what we think is going to happen with house prices. So hopefully we'll be able to touch on some of those today. So obviously we don't have a crystal ball. It would be very nice if we did, because I'd love to know when I can go and get my hair and nails done, but unfortunately we don't. So we're very much looking at the market indicators and looking at the interest as it raises. It's been really interesting because as we've moved through from the start of lockdown, obviously we were kind of going through a bit of crisis management, and we've now shifted a gear to be able to get into the planning stage, which is exciting, to be able to plan to ensure that we can safely carry out viewings and continue to sell properties once we're out of lockdown. We've really noticed a shift in the interest that there has been with people. So understandably, right at the start, both from the rental side and the sales side, the leads were just almost dead. People just couldn't even think about moving house. You know, that there's such a concern of the health crisis, and that was paramount for them. What we've really started to notice is in the last sort of 10 days, the interest has really sort of ramped up. So the lead amount that we're getting every single day is going up and up because people are now starting to, hopefully as we come to the end of this, we don't yet know a date when we are going to be at the end of it, but hopefully as we do come to the end of it, people want to be able to get on with their lives and start planning. And we had lots of properties that we put on the market literally the day before lockdown, so we weren't able to do viewings. So we've been really sort of harvesting and banking those leads up, ready to kind of hit the ground running as soon as we're out of lockdown, so that we can safely carry out viewings. And we've been working out methods as to how we can do that, and we are starting to get government guideline information through as to what it might look like being able to do viewings at social distancing, etc., and safely. So to answer the first question, are buyers going to be interested? Are buyers going to be there? Do they look like they're still in the market? One thing to take into consideration is that we've all been in lockdown. Obviously, we've all been in the same position. And when you've been in the same four walls 24/7, any kind of concerns or needs that you have really do become exacerbated, and they're not going to go away. So if you decided that you wanted somewhere that was a little bit bigger, you know, being at home with family and kind of realising how little space you have, that's only going to have been amplified really. Same if people wanted a little bit more outdoor space or some outdoor space for a small child. Those things aren't going to have gone away. Again, they're going to have just been amplified during the lockdown period. There's going to be people that are going to need to relocate for job purposes. Some people will have even been impacted, unfortunately, during COVID-19 from a financial sense. They're going to have to make moves. I watched a webinar this morning for an expert in New Zealand, property expert, and he said a very funny thing, that if you lock down with your partner for sort of 6 to 7 weeks, it's going to result in one of three things, which is either a baby, divorce, or happily ever after. So we hope it's happily ever after for most people, but obviously there are going to be other circumstances that are going to drive people to still want to make that move. We're speaking to people that of sales that are ongoing and people that we have spoken to before lockdown. Their needs and their motivation for moving hasn't gone away. So we're finding, if anything, some people that were a bit unsure whether they wanted to move, this has kind of given them the real kick that, you know, people that have come out of this financially and been able to continue and pay bills and keep their businesses running, in some ways feel a little bit bulletproof, and that they're able to make that move that they might have been concerned about financially making before. So those are all really positive factors to show that the market need is going to definitely be there. So it's a case of, if you are looking to move, it's really important to be able to hit the ground running. Another really big plus currently in the market is that it's dissipated any concerns over Brexit. You know, Brexit seems like a distant memory, that nobody's even mentioned Brexit in the media. Everything has obviously been on sort of COVID-19, understandably. So any concerns that buyers had with regards to the sort of housing market after Brexit really just isn't even on the radar right now. So that's a plus side of how the housing market has kind of changed in the last sort of weeks and months. So from a property price point of view, obviously it's impossible to be able to say, again, we don't have a crystal ball, but we can look at other countries and how they are dealing with things. So the property expert that I just mentioned that I was watching earlier today, they're in New Zealand. They deal with the markets in New Zealand and Australia. They've just come out of lockdown on Tuesday. So they're very, very in the preliminary stages of kind of coming out of lockdown. And they were saying that they've had a really, really good positive impact of lots of buyers wanting to come into the market ready to move, and also lots of sellers kind of there and ready and wanting to get moving. The property prices haven't dropped currently because it is impossible, obviously, to make any kind of drop whilst the economy is on pause. So there hasn't been any kind of drop in the property prices at the moment. The governments worldwide are going to want to be pushing the housing market and to get things moving, because really there needs to be a boost back into the economy. And the first stage that has to happen in the UK is that the lenders have to start to lend money again, just to get buyers moving, get that initial stage going. So I think the first thing that we will see in the next sort of fortnight is the lenders starting to release funds again and to start to lend, which will get things moving. So from the positive sides, there seems to be that all the indicators are that the property market is going to come back with a boom, and that people are going to be very motivated. I think the people that are looking to move at the moment are going to be very, very serious buyers and sellers. There's not going to be people that are wishy-washy one way or another. And we are going to be here to every step of the way to make sure that we are safely, we want to remain safe for our clients, our community, our national health and our families. We want to make sure that we are doing things to government guidelines. So we're already preparing a step-by-step process of what social distancing might look like for viewings, of one viewing at a time, and making sure that we do them in a safe basis, so that it's safe for ourselves and also for property owners. What we're currently doing, if you wanted to take your first step as to seeing what your property price is currently, getting a valuation on yours, we're doing virtual valuations, which we're doing via Zoom, FaceTime and WhatsApp. So if you're interested in that and it's something that you would like to be able to do, then feel free to, you can actually click on the Book Now viewing on Facebook and instantly book yourself a slot in the diary. We're not as busy as we usually are, so we will be available to do that. But also we're available to be able to just do a FaceTime if you'd like to have a face-to-face chat about any concerns that you have. So feel free to contact us if there's anything that I haven't touched on or anything that you are interested in. In the meantime, keep safe, and we'll look forward to giving you some more industry updates as and when they come. Thanks very much for watching.